You're about to get hit by a car!
Welcome to the weird, wild, and wonderfully offensive world of South Park. From Cartman's shocking secrets to Kenny's endless deaths, this town has more mysteries than Mr. Garrison's dating history, and we're exploring 20 backstories. Even Randy Marsh doesn't remember sober.
Right now, mister!
I will go to bed when this movie is over, Mom.
Okay, buckle up, dude, because this one's as wild as a Cartman scheme gone wrong. Before South Park blew up our screens, Trey Parker and Matt Stone were busy rocking out in their own shock comedy band called DVDA. No, it's not some weird home video format your dad still owns. It's their actual band name. These musical maniacs used DVDA tracks in the early South Park episodes, and even sprinkled them through Team America. World Police. Their songs are as chaotic, crude, and hysterical as anything you'd expect from the twisted minds behind the show. So yeah, next time you hear a catchy tune in South Park, just know it might be Trey and Matt jamming out behind the madness.
Easy. All we have to do to make Christian songs is take regular old songs and add...
Any fan of Trey Parker and Matt Stone knows they've always done things their own way. Unlike other animated hits that feature famous guest stars every week, South Park takes the opposite route, giving celebrities tiny, often ridiculous roles that make fans laugh even harder. Since the very first season, stars like George Clooney and Jay Leno have lent their voices in hilarious ways. Clooney famously played Sparky the dog, whose only lines were barks, while Leno voiced Mr. Kitty, limited to a few meows. Even Jerry Seinfeld once asked to join in, but backed out after learning he'd be voicing a turkey. That's South Park for you, always turning Hollywood fame into the punchline.
No, Kitty, I don't have anything! What the hell is wrong with you?
Ever wondered what it would sound like if National Geographic met 4 foul-mouthed kids from Colorado? Well, South Park answered that question in the most ridiculous way possible. In Season 16's I Should Have Never Gone Ziplining, the boys endure the most painfully boring adventure ever, complete with dramatic narration straight out of a survival documentary. But here's the kicker. That serious voice isn't just some random guy. It's Eric Myers, the actual narrator from I Shouldn't Be Alive. Yep, the same dude who describes people surviving shark attacks is now chronicling Cartman's whining and Kenny's misery. Only South Park could turn ziplining into a full-blown life-or-death documentary with bonus gas station nachos. All right, here's one for you, South Park geniuses. Which secret did you not know before today? And which one totally blew your mind?
We aren't going back now, are we done?
This is a zipline tour. We got 16 more to go.
Now this one's juicier than anything in Cartman's fridge. Everyone knows Leanne Cartman, South Park's most friendly mom, who's had more romantic encounters than Randy's had jobs. But here's the shocking twist. She's based on a real person. Trey Parker, one of the show's creators, was once engaged to a woman named Leanne who, according to legend, cheated on him. In true Trey Parker fashion, he didn't write a sad song. He wrote a movie. In Cannibal, the musical, he named a horse Leanne. A horse that, well, lets anyone ride her. Ouch. The joke didn't stop there. That little act of revenge galloped straight into South Park, turning Leanne Cartman into TV's most scandalous mom.
So helpful, I just don't know how to thank you.
I could think of it.
Hold on to your rosaries, because things are about to get holy and hilarious. When the South Park boys march into Sunday school, just know chaos is about to strike harder than a lightning bolt from heaven. Enter Sister Ann, the no-nonsense nun who tries to teach Stan, Kyle, Cartman, and Kenny about communion, and ends up needing a miracle herself. But here's the divine twist. Sister Ann isn't just some random church lady. She's voiced by Ann Garifino, one of the show's real-life producers and an unsung hero of South Park. While she's mostly behind the scenes, this was her moment to shine. Or, let's be honest, to survive the boys' blasphemy with saint-level patience.
That is a blasphemer!
I know you won't listen to me. That's why I brought some.
Get ready to bang your head, not from rocking out, but from laughing at South Park's ultimate musical grudge. When Trey Parker and Matt Stone's hilarious anthem, Blame Canada from South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut got nominated for an Oscar, fans were hyped. But then, drum roll, they lost to none other than Phil Collins. Yep, the In the Air Tonight guy beat South Park at the Academy Awards. So what did Trey and Matt do? They did what they do best. Turned their rage into comedy. In the season 4 episode Timmy 2000, Phil Collins shows up as a pompous jerk who literally carries his Oscar everywhere. Petty? Absolutely. Hilarious. Oh, totally. Revenge has never sounded this funny or this British. Only South Park could turn a hospital emergency into a James Bond Easter egg during Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, when poor Kenny is wheeled into the ER, yet again clinging to life. There's a hilarious little detail hiding in plain sight. If you look closely at the assignment board behind the doctors, you'll spot 2 notes. One ordering to disembowel Kenny, because of course, and another cheeky entry that says, "Kill Bond, Dr. No." That's right. A sneaky shout out to the 1962 Bond classic Dr. No. It's the kind of quick, ridiculous reference that proves Trey Parker and Matt Stone love packing laughs into every frame. Blink and you'll miss it. Just like Kenny's pulse.
Cookies, would anybody like one?
I wouldn't mind getting a hold of you.
Grab your tinfoil hats, because South Park went full alien invasion mode. Remember the 1996 blockbuster Independence Day, where Jeff Goldblum's character, David Levinson, saves Earth by uploading a computer virus into an alien mothership? Yeah, totally realistic. Naturally, South Park couldn't resist roasting that genius logic. In the season 7 premiere, the town faces its own extraterrestrial crisis. And who shows up to save the day? A frantic scientist who looks suspiciously like Levinson, spouting off ridiculous chaos theory babble as if nonsense could stop an alien apocalypse. It's Independence Day rewritten in the South Park way. Less Hollywood heroics, more absolute nonsense. And of course, it's not their first jab. They even recycled one of the film's lines in a previous episode. Move over, Will Smith. Cartman's got this invasion handled.
It was first thought of in the 60s. 60. That's the number of episodes.
Before South Park became a global phenomenon, Trey Parker and Matt Stone took a swing, or rather a shot, at Hollywood comedy with the 1998 film Basketball. The movie, a mashup of baseball and basketball, has gained a cult following over the years. But here's the kicker. Trey and Matt aren't exactly fans of their own performance. Yup, the creators have admitted they weren't thrilled with how it turned out. So, what did they do? Naturally, they roasted themselves in South Park. In the episode where Stan and Kyle demand a refund from Mel Gibson for The Passion of the Christ, Stan casually quips that they should also get their money back for Basketball. It's a moment of self-deprecating brilliance and peak South Park humor.
Hey Grunsky, you losing weight?
Long before Ready Player One or Ralph Breaks the Internet crammed every fictional icon onto the screen, South Park did it first, and arguably better. The Imagination Land trilogy was an all-out crossover fever dream, throwing every character you could think of into the chaos in just one frame. Fans can spot Optimus Prime, Count Chocula, Ronald McDonald, the Blue Meanies, Raggedy Ann, and Andy, and even a Care Bear. Now multiply that level of madness across 3 entire episodes, and you've got pure animated insanity. It's a wild, hilarious mashup that only South Park could pull off, blending pop culture, chaos, and satire into one unforgettable trip through the imagination.
Imagine an M60 for Jesus.
All right! The boy is doing it! Everything is going to be okay!
Before South Park blew up the world of animation, Trey Parker and Matt Stone were already pushing boundaries with their outrageous 1997 movie Orgasmo. The film follows a clean-cut Mormon missionary who somehow ends up as a superhero in the adult film industry. Yeah, you read that right. It was weird, raunchy, and totally them. While it tanked at the box office, the creators never hid from it. They owned it! In fact, if you look closely at the South Park pilot, you'll spot an Orgasmo poster proudly hanging on Cartman's bedroom door, because, of course, he'd be a fan. The movie even reappears as a trophy in later episodes, once during an awards ceremony with Kathy Lee Gifford, and again when the boys win a dodgeball championship. Forget an Emmy. Orgasmo is a South Park legend. Better hit subscribe right now, or Cartman's gonna make you eat your own chili. Don't risk it. Click subscribe, dude!
Hear it one more time for our world champion South Park cows!
What the hell is everyone wearing on their...
Only South Park could turn a trip to juvie into a musical Easter egg when Cartman gets locked up for launching a rocket at Token, a classic Cartman move. He's assigned the prison number 24,601. Sounds random, right? Not even close. Musical fans will instantly recognize it as the same number worn by Jean Valjean in Les Miserables. Yep, the heroic bread thief and the world's most obnoxious fourth grader share an inmate ID. But wait, there's more. If you look closely, Cartman's uniform actually says 26,354, which is a sneaky nod to Rick Deckard's ID from Blade Runner. Two iconic references. One troublemaking kid. Only Trey Parker and Matt Stone could mix high art, sci-fi, and juvenile delinquency, and somehow make it hilarious.
Yes, 24601. My name is Jean Valjean.
When South Park goes big, it really goes epic. The show's 200th and 201st episodes pulled off one of the largest ensemble casts in TV history, reuniting nearly every celebrity the series has ever roasted, from Martha Stewart to Jared Fogle. No one was spared. These episodes were packed with sharp callbacks. Tom Cruise still can't take a joke. Muhammad remains off limits, and Scott Tenorman's twisted connection to Cartman comes full circle in a wild revenge plot. His ChiliCon Carnival moment even parodies The Killing Joke, proving how deep South Park's satire can go. It's chaotic, meta, and hilarious. The perfect celebration of everything that makes South Park so brilliantly unfiltered.
To my ChiliCon Carnival!
ChiliCon Carnival? Wait a minute. No, it can't be.
Oh, but it can. Revenge is a dish best served chili.
Now here's a showdown straight out of South Park's wildest imagination. In the Season 3 episode Cat Orgy, Cartman goes full cowboy, rapping, shooting, and swaggering like he just stepped off the set of Wild Wild West. He even channels Will Smith with his WWW Wild Wild West bars, proving once again that delusion is Cartman's superpower. But the timing here is what makes it gold. Wild Wild West hit theaters the same day as South Park. Bigger, longer, and uncut. And guess which movie crushed the box office? Yep, the one with Will Smith's mechanical spider. Trey and Matt were not amused. Still, according to Parker, tons of teens bought Wild Wild West tickets just to sneak into the R-rated South Park film. And honestly, that's the most South Park thing ever. Bonus fact, Wild Wild West won a Razzie for Worst Original Song, while South Park got an Oscar nod. Who's laughing now, Will?
Brad, we've got to get that picture to your mom so that she will come home and save us. Hey, that's quick thinking, Artemis Cladford.
Time travel might bend space, but in South Park, it bends logic even harder. In one unforgettable moment, Randy Marsh, furious that Stan joined a boy band, smashes his head into a china cabinet while yelling "No!" with the dramatic flair of a man who just lost the Enterprise. If that scream sounds oddly familiar, that's because it isn't Trey Parker. It's none other than Captain Jean-Luc Picard himself, aka Patrick Stewart. The audio was apparently lifted straight from Star Trek First Contact, when Picard loses it and shatters a glass case. Even Randy's glass-smashing meltdown mirrors that iconic Starfleet tantrum. Leave it to Trey Parker and Matt Stone to sneak in a Star Trek deep cut so subtle that only the nerdiest Trekkies would spot it. And just to top it off, the scene spirals into a hilariously petty debate over whether there were 72 or 73 original Star Trek episodes, proving once again that South Park can turn even a sci-fi reference into pure, chaotic genius. The street fight between Timmy and Jimmy is one of South Park's most unforgettable moments, and it's actually a clever parody of the famous brawl from John Carpenter's They Live. In the original film, Roddy Piper tries to make Keith David put on sunglasses to see the truth. In South Park, Jimmy just wants Timmy to wear a hat. The sequence mirrors the movie's camera angles, choreography, and dialogue almost perfectly. This wasn't the show's only cinematic tribute. Cartman and Wendy's fight in Breast Cancer Show ever mimics Snatch, and Wendy's final line, "I'm finished," echoes There Will Be Blood. Parker and Stone's attention to detail proves that behind every absurd joke lies some serious pop culture genius.
No!
While The Simpsons is packed with celebrity cameos, South Park prefers to keep things absurdly simple. Trey Parker and Matt Stone rarely invite big-name stars, and when they do, the roles are hilariously tiny. Jerry Seinfeld once wanted to guest star, but bailed after being offered the role of a turkey. Meanwhile, George Clooney proudly voiced Sparky, Stan's dog, who only barked. Jay Leno also joined in, but was limited to meowing as Cartman's cat, Mr. Kitty. These bite-sized cameos perfectly sum up South Park's brand of humor, mocking celebrity culture while reminding everyone that, in this town, even Hollywood A-listers are just background noise with sound effects.
Sparky, where'd you get that pink scarf? No, Kitty, this is my corned beef cabbage.
Jay Leno and George Clooney didn't stop at animal noises. They returned for more ridiculous roles. Leno once voiced himself in a South Park short, but Clooney's next part was even funnier. In South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut, Clooney voiced Dr. Gouache, who delivers one of the movie's most absurd lines. "We accidentally replaced your heart with a baked potato. It's a roll." But it captures South Park's trademark blend of dark humor and randomness. Even with an A-list actor like Clooney, the show never takes itself too seriously. Sometimes all you need is a talking doctor and a baked potato to create comedy gold. Kenny might sound like he's mumbling nonsense through his orange parka, but every one of his lines is actually scripted. If you listen closely, you'll notice his muffled words are often far from innocent. In fact, most of Kenny's dialogue would never make it past TV censors if it weren't so hard to understand. His most shocking lines usually appear in the show's intro theme, where he delivers extremely inappropriate and hilarious lyrics that change from season to season. Over the years, Kenny has mumbled about everything from his love life to some very adult topics involving celebrities like Britney Spears. So the next time you hear Kenny mumble, remember, he's probably saying something filthy.
What? Yeah, dude, I think your dog is gay.
So come on down South Park and meet some friends.
South Park isn't just full of foul-mouthed kids. It's crawling with aliens, too. Ever since the very first episode, Cartman gets an anal probe, these mysterious visitors have been hiding all over the show. They've appeared in more than 75 episodes, often tucked away so cleverly that only eagle-eyed fans, or those with a pause button, can spot them. Sometimes you'll catch a tiny alien face on a poster, billboard, or even a dollar bill. Other times, one will be chilling in a crowd scene like it's no big deal. It's become a long-running Easter egg, and it makes total sense, considering Earth is basically an intergalactic reality show in the South Park universe. Don't bail yet! Click the next video for more insane South Park secrets, hidden Easter eggs, and jaw-dropping moments!